She's back. Hi, yes. I'm going to introduce myself as far as what I do for a living. I am an Adobe/Microsoft certified trainer. And so that's what I do for a living. Actually, that's 80% of my job. 20% of my job, I'm also the social media strategist for my company. That's at NHSoCal, that's our handle, but then it's New Horizons Computer Learning Centers of Southern California. That's who I work with. So I am typically working with corporate clients and training them on Adobe and Microsoft products. But we also, in this economy, have had a lot of resurgence of having people retrained. And so we have a big market in retraining people and giving them job skills that will help them get new jobs in technology. And so with that as a background, I just am so excited to share this website with you called delicious.com. Now, technically, it is a social media website, but it's not like Facebook. It's not like Twitter. It's not like you're going to be typing messages to people or speaking that way and communicating that way. What it is something that changed my life, something that I think that all of you could really benefit from as well. And that is, it is a social bookmarking site. Now, because you're educators, here's what I know about you, because I know this about me. I research a lot. I am all about what's next. I love it. That's why I'm also the social media strategist for our company, because I'm pushing out information on new technology, new software, all of these things, because it excites me and it really floats my boat. But what would happen is I'd find these really cool articles, and then let me see if this is you. 3 years ago, this was my workflow. I'd find a really cool article, I'd highlight the URL, copy, paste it into an email, send it to myself, and then organize the emails. Anyone? Okay, so yeah, 3 years ago I did that. Then Delicious walked into my life. So here's the deal. I want you guys to take away a tool. So because I'm usually training people on how to use software, I'm going to go back into my mode and I'm going to demo how to use Delicious. All right, first of all, a little history about Delicious. What I would like to say is, basically what happened is Joshua Sachster in 2003 came out with Delicious, and then Yahoo bought it in 2005. Now, in 2010, the latter part of 2010, we had quite the scare because it looked like Yahoo was going to get rid of it. And so I was very nervous because I definitely have integrated it as a big part of my training. And so what happened, though, was that a company by the name of Avios Systems, and those are the guys who started YouTube, little theme here going for me, but those are the guys who started YouTube. They picked it up, and now I'm feeling very comfortable again about telling people about Delicious because it definitely has a future and it's here to stay. All right, so let's talk about what you see up on the screen. This is my Delicious site. This would be similar to having a Facebook site or your Twitter page, etc. And so these are my bookmarks. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to share with you how I've organized these bookmarks. It comes in tags, this HTML5, CSS, JavaScript tags, and then also what are called tag bundles. And those are over here on the right-hand side. And so these are the things that I'm always cataloging. These are the websites that I would want to know and be able to get back to very quickly. So for my job, I'm here with New Horizons, and so here we are. I train over 40 software titles, and so I'm always gathering information about several of them. And these are tags that I tag the articles with that you see here. Let's see. So these would be the last things that I have tagged. I would like to show you basically how to do this, you know? So what do? Well, to tag an article, it's very easy. Basically, you have this, you go to the URL, and Delicious has a way that you can actually incorporate bookmarking tools on your toolbar. So I'm in the Internet Explorer, and notice how it says Save to Delicious. So I'm just going to click on this button really quick here. And it pops over, and notice you have the title, you have the URL, and all it's waiting for are the tags. I was inspired by a talk yesterday. I've always put in the back of my mind that I want to learn more about wikis. And so I'm going to catalog an article about wikis. And so I will put in a tag. Notice you have the IntelliSense that comes up. And I'm able to choose wiki, and then teaching. And these are just some tags that I'm going to use. And I might want to put in some notes. But I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. And so that's all there is to it. I'll go back to the Tada site, and it's included. So very, very easy to do. Now, the thing I find is I always encourage my students to get on Delicious because they can network with me, which I'm going to show you a little bit later. But the thing that I find when I look at my students' sites is that they don't organize their bookmarks enough. So I would love to show you where you can go and do that. Up here at the top right corner, you see where it says Settings. So I'm going to click on Settings. I'm going to come in here, and if you notice, there are many settings that you can work with, but down here is one that you'd probably want to work, tags. So I'm going to click on Edit Tag Bundles. All right, now these words should look familiar. Those are the tag bundles that we were looking at over on the right-hand side on my page. And so what I can do is I can create a new one. All right, and so we're going to type in 140 EDU. I'm going to click in here. Now, how many people have heard, have you guys heard about clouds, tag clouds? That's what these are. Typically used for SEO, search engine optimization, but in here, what they are is, it's like a visual representation of kind of where I spend most of my time or what I actually save the most of. So the bigger the word, the more articles that I have. And so for this, I'm going to put in wiki. And so I'll click on that. Where is it? Oh, there it is. OK. Wiki. And teaching. All right, so you get the idea. So you can associate all the tags that you've created. And truly, just typing in those words for the tags makes the tags. And then they'll show up in this tag cloud. And then I'm going to click on Save. And I've made a new bundle that I can add to. And I will go back to my bookmark page. And here we are. So 140 EDU shows up here with 2 tags underneath it. So cool, right? Also, the other thing that you can do on this site, and this is what I really find very engaging, is you can start networks. So here I am. I'm going to go over here to my network. Now, you have to understand, as I'm training Adobe software, like a big thing right now is the future of Flash. Okay, that's my world. So where's Flash going? HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, how is this transitioning? And I was so excited the other day because I found that one of my students had tagged just the article I had been looking for, and that was how to download a new beta version of a new program that Adobe is going to be coming out with called The Edge that's going to be making HTML5-based animation. So I'm so excited. But anyway, check this out. Do you see this number over here? 7,107 bookmarks. I am so thrilled. These are my students. That's how many bookmarks they've been bookmarking on Delicious. So I've obviously inspired somebody to do this. But anyway, so I have my students who are networking with me, and I can see what they're bookmarking. And then I can actually save it. So if I thought, 10 things good and bad, I can come over here to this button, click on Save, and then I'm saving it as well. So let's see. What was that about? Dreamweaver, which is definitely something that I talk about. So I'll just include Dreamweaver, click on Save. All right. You can also bundle networks. So notice over here I have New Horizons Learning. I have students. I do have other unbundled networks, but I have employees. And so when I'm wanting to go to their sites, I can do that very easily. The thing that really sold me on Delicious is you do not need an account to see this information. So all you need is the URL, and they give you what is called a vanity URL, and it's very easy. So my social media handle is Gina. You can find me across all social media platforms, actually. But delicious.com/Gina. That's all I have to tell people. It's easy to get to. I have things like tutorials that I've bookmarked on Photoshop and just really interesting things. In fact, I will tell you that if you're interested in graphics and design, social media, and technology, tech toys, anything in those arenas, I bookmark the heck out of that stuff. And like I said, I'm about what's next. And so, you know what I wanted to do is I wanted to share this with you, but then I wanted to also have a little brainstorming session with you. Can we brainstorm? Well, how do you see this? So I'm a technical trainer, but how could you see Delicious working in your environment? So I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Any questions? Anybody want to contribute? Yes?
I think another good use of Delicious is using it as a search tool, because when I search in Delicious, I know people used it for a reason. They found people use that over the month.
This is beautiful. Do you know what? You have taken the... I say this to my students all the time. In fact, let me speak to that. Let me speak to that. She's talking about credibility, which is something I point out about Delicious all the time. Okay, when we go to Google and we type in, you know, science, what happens? You come up with a bazillion pages. How do you know which one's going to be a good article about science? You don't really know. You assume that they've done a page ranking there, but you don't know how accurate that is. Would you guys take a look at the numbers over here on the right-hand side? Do you see those numbers? What do you think those numbers represent? Like the 28 and the 489. What do you think that is? How many people thought it was useful? Most people say it's how many people clicked on it, because that's what they're used to. That is not the case. It is how many people have actually bookmarked it. So do you know what I tell my students? Like, when they're looking for free photographs, right? Free music, what usually comes along with those websites? Viruses. If you go to Delicious, do you think, let's just say, 5,000 people would bookmark a site that had free music? Do you think they would do that? No. So basically, you can go here and you could get valid references and people who have validated the reference by knowing how many people have bookmarked it. So it's just a tool that's much, I think, better than Google. I do go to Delicious faster than I go to Google and find out. Anybody else? How about using it in school? Anything like that? Any hands? Yes.
I teach a lecture on innovation at Parsons New School. I have about 150, 160 students in my lecture.
Uh-huh.
I use it as a collaborative research tool.
Oh.
Then integrate. So on average, I've done it for about 4 years, I think, and usually get between 1,000 and 2,000 links on different topics we're dealing with throughout the week. And at the end of the semester, I integrated into well, I teach them how to use bundles, which actually takes some time. Not every 18-year-old to 20-year-old is that technically savvy.
Mm-hmm.
But once they get the hang of it, they integrate the links into bundles and then use those bundles for collaborative research projects.
Oh, fantastic. So they're organizing it for their projects. And are they using the networking part as well?
Well, what they do first is, it's actually a problem. I may switch to something called Ego, because Delicious doesn't actually make it that easy to collaborate.
Oh, okay.
Everybody signs up for a Yahoo account, which is a big company.
Oh, no, no. Actually, you don't have to do that anymore.
Right, but that's just anyway,
Yeah.
what we end up doing is actually pretty successful. It's a weekly project, so they get skills in writing quick briefs,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to long-form essays on topics that are late-breaking, which means they're bringing content to me,
Right.
as opposed to me always bringing content to them.
Well, here's the deal, folks. You know, in my world, anyway, my thing is, if I have to wait for the courseware to be written, I'm waiting a couple of years. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And so being able to have a place to keep a catalog and to keep together all the bookmarks I need for my training, when my students raise their hands and they say, have you heard about? I can say, Yes, I have. I tweeted about it, and also go to my Delicious website. You will see a whole, a tag bundle on this topic, and so I find it invaluable. In fact, you should have seen me around December. I was quite in the panic when when Yahoo was saying that they might be getting rid of it. But there we go. So thank you. Thank you,
Great
Chris.
job. Absolutely.